Greetings, this is the Evening Run. A pleasure always. Your host, Danoby2.
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
Oh boy, here we go. May the 4th be with you. I am scrambling here. I didn't think the excitement wasn't going to start for another 30 minutes or so. Clearly, I was wrong. Everybody has their 2 cents. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. I know there's my fellow colleagues in the community are going live, and it's going to be a fun night. I don't know how long I'm going to evening run tonight, but if the excitement is there, if the drops are thematic, are just universally euphoric and epiphany type drops, I'm going to stay live as long as I possibly can. Let's bring in some stuff in here. Hello, everybody. Hello. Who is checking in? Long live the Empire. Thank you. I know Nate, my buddy Nate Geeking Out is live. Mafia's live. Look, we're all going to have our 2 cents. So it doesn't matter if you want to hang out with me or my fellow peeps. We're going to have fun. We're going to have tons of fun. Collector, thank you for checking in. Steve Lee, thank you for checking in from New Zealand. 4:30 p.m. Oh, my God. 2 down. Wait a minute. Kaju Daddy, are you a prophet? Have you foreseen the future? Do you suspect or know that 7 drops will happen tonight? It's going to be a long and busy night. Indeed, it will be. 2 nice announcements. Yeah, you know what? So far, I'm in. Not super duper. I'm doing backflips. They're okay. I'll buy them. Andre, United Kingdom checking in. Palpatine, Papa Palpatine. Oh my God. I tell you what, this stuff, look at this creepy. Oh my God, boy. Should we give credit to the speculators out there who swore we're going to get a Palpatine? Well, judges, will we allow this? Probably not. This is Darth Sidious. This is essentially a brand new, different character. I think it's fantastic. I think this figure is fantastic. Darth Sidious, most back. They did a good job on this, and again, they're playing around with the whole hybrid format, right? It's based off of the Toontown series cartoons, but we're gonna give him a dash of reality based off of his appearance from the prequels. So it works. Wayne, thank you for checking in from the Garden State. 1132 checking in. Aloha, 808 Michigan Jedi. Thank you for joining from Hawaii. At least give us. We're gonna get quite a few. We must have faith, followers. We must have faith. 1230 from Malaysia. Thank you for joining in. We're gonna have a lot of fun here. We're gonna have a blast. I was not expecting this to be the first one. I don't know what I was expecting, but I clearly was not expecting Papa Palpatine. Well, Darth Sidious, man. I mean, if we want to play games and semantics and split hairs, we have Sidious. This is cool. Different outfit, different face sculpt, different lightsabers, different everything. It satisfies the hunger need for the best of us. Mr. Mom's Collectible, dude, if you want to hang out with me, invitations are going out because I don't know how long I'm going to be here. This could be a 2-hour live stream. This could be a 30-minute live stream. So if you are interested, let me know. If you just want to hang out for a little bit, more than welcome, because I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. Palps, my God, Palps, help me. Our wallets we're gonna suffer, aren't we? We're gonna seriously pay, aren't we? I don't know. Mr. Mom's probably going to bed, but just see if I can. I'll shoot you a minute. In case you wanted to. I'm not sure if you want to, Mr. Mom's, but I'm going to send you a quick invite just in case, because maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe you don't. Let me see. All right. And if you want to hang out for a little bit, no pressure. No pressure on anybody, because there's going to be a lot. My gears are going to be running full steam ahead here. Never expected this. Yeah, I was not expecting Darth Sidious. Honestly, I wasn't expecting the Toon Patrol to break the ice, to take away the Mayfort's virginity, so to say. So this was like over my head, and it kind of hit me right in the back, and I'm like, what? I wanted to simmer down with Return of the Jedi, a little bit of Jabba the Hutt, Bib Fortuna. So, I'm not hating it. No hate here. I enjoy this. I honestly enjoy that we got Darth Sidious. I think it's going to fulfill a lot of the collector's needs because, again, they're using that type of hybrid technology where it is influenced by the cartoons, but yet it has that. It could almost work for the Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, and I see. I'm looking at the instructions here. Separate roll and eyeball. So separate roll and eyeballs is the new thing. That's what's to be expected. That sly, evil smirk is not easy to capture, but they nailed it. No, they really did. I honestly, as I'm spending more time with you wonderful folks and looking at this image, it's starting to grow on me. It really is. There are a lot of things, there are a lot of characters that I want in my Star Wars collection that I was kind of finger crossing, kind of wishing upon a star type deal. Darth Sidious was not one of them. It just wasn't. So I'm a little bit shell shocked over the whole situation. And again, with the clone trooper, it's a Captain Fox. We can jump back and forth because I know everybody's excited. This is, like I said, clone. I'm not familiar with Clone Commander Fox, but for me, it does not matter because I've fallen down this path of collecting all the stormtroopers and clone troopers. In fact, I got this guy today at a deal just to kind of show you. So it does not matter if I've seen them or not. It's almost to the point where the clone troopers are now going to be grandfathered into my collection, as is Star Wars droids. I love them all. I'm building a whole, you can see right behind me, I'm building a grand army for the Republic. So Clone Commander Fox, welcome to the family. You're going to be a very nice addition to my collection back in there. So again, this looks, the artwork, the maroon paint applications, I'm guessing what, 250, 265 is the new price point for these type. Well, there's no head sculpt, so 250 maybe 240. Yeah. And you'll have to share your thoughts with me because I don't know what episode, what season. I don't know if this guy lives or dies. No clue. I remember seeing this episode and it was a great tribute to Ian Abercrombie and Commander Fox. I am with you. We need a Han and look. Again, folks joining in, I was expecting Empire. I was expecting Return of the Jedi to have popped tonight's cherry, so to say. And we ended up with Palpatine. So it's not that I'm mad at it. It's just I wasn't expecting it. Beautiful piece, though. I mean, it looks fantastic. How they were able to pull off his look and everything. Smart to go heavy on the clones, and you'll be kicking yourself later. Yeah, I am aware that when Sideshow did all the clones over a decade ago, all of them are double chase price, grail. It's ridiculous. So it's not so much that I plan to sell my clone troopers or something. I don't know. I don't care about that. It's just I don't want to be punished by history. I don't want to I really want this trooper. I really want this. And then you go down the path of eBay and you realize that the silly clone trooper, hell, even the vanilla clone trooper is now breaking in $400. And you're like, ooh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not here for that. Looks like the old Sideshow one, but not much advance on it. I didn't even know if, are you referring to Clone Commander Fox or Darth Sidious? I know Sideshow went Google's gaga heavy on a lot of this Clone Wars stuff, and I never followed it. I just didn't at that point in time. I did not care. So what is this? Is this all that there is? No, we're still, it's the evening is young. I still expect more drops. I'm assuming it's not just these two. I expect more. Is nobody? I'm not saying that I'm not happy. Uh, I don't know what the fan reaction is out there. I don't know if the fans are happy, sad. Maybe I should run a poll on this. Maybe. To me, it's just May the 4th, Return of the Jedi. It's kind of what I was expecting. So we'll see. Yeah, no, that's the thing too, is that this stuff, even though it's Toontown based, it does translate very well for the cinematic universe. That's one of the things that Hot Toys has done really well. Where I've always said one of the biggest problems with the Star Wars community is that there's tons of factions. It's split into strands of like the multiverse where you have the Clone Wars, you have the Bad Batch, and you have the prequels, and you have the sequel trilogy, and then you have the classic. You have all of these variants. So the fact that they're able to knock two birds with one stone, I'm not hating that at all. I think this is a wonderful piece. So far, I'm in it for both. I'm in it for both. Let me hit refresh on this Facebook page and see if anything else has dropped. All right, let's focus on the Darth Sidious head sculpt, because this is pretty fantastic right here. They did a really, see if I can get closer, because I thought they did a fantastic job with this thing. Look at that, separate rolling eyeballs. I don't know. Well, I don't. Maybe they'll tell me if this is a DX, because they seem to be throwing the whole DX Brandon all around. It seems to be losing its pizzazz and flavor. Head sculpt, DX rolling eyes. What do you guys think? This isn't going to be cheap. This is what, $330? Based on my experience and what I've noticed, head sculpts typically are starting close to 300 or 285 or 290. Once that's with the sideshow included tax. This isn't going to be cheap. I'm guessing once you pre-order through sideshow, tax and shipping, 350 would be my safe conservative number if you wanted to own this. The Clone Commander Fox, probably, since there's no head sculpt, 260 retail. So you'll be able to probably get them out the door for just maybe shy under $300, depending on sales tax. So Mike says, I'm 43, so didn't grow up with it, but my wife and I finally watched Clone Wars during the coup and fell in love with it. Yeah, I mean, it seems a lot of these shows were revisited during 2020. So yeah, I mean, it would make sense that you found a new appreciation. I didn't. During 2020, I was still working. I was still working from home. So I know a lot of folks were able to catch up on TV shows and things like that. Not me. I was still working. I was working from home for 2 years until they finally pushed me back out in the field. But yeah, I mean, if you were taking a break during 2020 and were able to catch up on some of these shows, yeah, more power to you. May 25th, Return of the Jedi anniversary. Yeah. Here we go. Here rises up for some Hot Toys discussion. Yeah. I love these drop. We could be early, Will. My guess is that we are a bit early. I'm a little bit shocked. I started off the stream expecting Return of the Jedi love, and this feels like a curveball where they not only kind of ignored like the two hot trends right now within the Star Wars universe. I feel it's classic trilogy, the classic trilogy, season 3 of Mandalorian. Hell, I mean, even Jedi Survivor is trending right now as a hot IP. So you have these these three sub factions of Star Wars that are trending really hot. And what do you go with? Well, let's go with the cartoons. And you're like, what? This is why I'm a little bit shocked, because I think I would have felt more comfortable if it was, say, Jedi Survivor, Mandalorian season 3 or even Return of the Jedi. But no, let's throw in some cartoons. I mean, hell, at this point, they might as well throw in a fucking Bad Batch character, right? I don't know if this is more of a tease or leading up to the grand drop. I'm hoping that it's not a night of tune drops. That I would probably find that a little bit sad and a little bit disappointing. James says, after the initial surprise hypes, I'm like, yeah, okay, but where's the rest of the yeah, my overall opinion before it drops will be determined once they're all announced. Yes, and it's a little bit premature, right? It's a little bit early. We're still kind of soaking it all in. I do like the lightning blast effects that they have going on here with Sidious. And just clearly will fulfill a need for hot toy collectors that missed out on Palpatine. Again, I feel like they are the same person, but even though they are essentially two different characters, almost to the point, it's almost like Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader, right? You know they're the same person, but they're technically two different characters. And I honestly feel that's how you should see Darth Sidious and Emperor Palpatine, right? It's between him and his transformation. Oh, you know what just dawned on me too? This is also before he absorbs the dark energy from Mace Windu's battle. So yeah, he's not scarred and deformed by his battle with the Jedi. This is still his senator scheming ways, which would explain that grin, that conniving little grin. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely expect him to be over $300. No, absolutely. Darth Sidious. Oh, see there, I was right. So, and then once you add the sideshow tax, so he's going to be around 285. Thank you, Dave. And then Fox is going to be without side. So once you add the tax for Darth Sidious, right? I don't have my calculator with me. I do, but I don't think I have any light. Let me see. Can I? I'm trying to get some light from the screen here. Sorry. What is it? 207? 20. Let me see. 207 plus 25%. 265 on average. So he may be affordable. Maybe he'll be 265, 275 with the sideshow tax. That was based off of a 25% though, but the sideshow tax has been fluctuating between 25% and 30%. Most collectors are now averaging about 28% to get that tax. But nonetheless, though, he's going to be around 285 or 275 once you add sales tax and shipping. He is still going to be a $300 figure. Magister Alex, critique and figure. I think they did a good job. Love separating rolling eyeballs. Think that is standard and should be. No, I think that's great. DX goes out the windows as long as they give us a bunch of accessories for them. Yeah. You know, at one point in time, DX used to mean detail extra, right? It was Hot Toys taking that extra step of life, of that realism. So maybe moving forward, DX will become the standard. So yeah. I'm glad they're ignoring the trend. I'm surprisingly shocked, but pleasantly surprised. It is. I know I'm not the only one that feels with Darth Sidious coming out of the gates a curveball, right? It's not so much that we're mad at it. It's just that's not what we're expecting. And again, I'm not hating on it because I'm going to end up buying him anyway. It's just it was a curveball. It was just like I don't know. I was expecting something from Return of the Jedi. Hell, even Mandalorian season 3. Not from the tunes, though. It's almost like you're disrespect. It's almost like you're trolling the fans. You know, I mean, fuck it. It should have just been what Bad Batch. You know, let's get Omega. You're like, ew, what? There, no love return. Probably. I recall they did about 5 drops last year. I recall it was five hot toy drops. Don't sell your hot toy. Palpatine with his multiple personality disorders. You shouldn't have come to the stream. We're all gonna make mistakes here, Magister Alex. This is. We're all here together. We're all here together to share the pain, right? We're and we're all going to pretend like we're going to be conservative, and we're all going to pretend like we're cocky. We're all going to pretend like we're going to say, no, that shit's not going to work. We're all gonna cave in.
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
Oh, trust me, Hot Toys is going to Disney Plus all of us tonight. We can pretend like we're in control, but we're not. They will have the last say, most definitely. Yeah. Yes. What else? And you get to do. I like that the base is unique. Did we talk about the base? The base seems to be somewhat unique, right? We've never seen this base before. The elevated platform base. He's wielding the. Move my camera here. He's moving the dual lightsabers there. Disney, you're not. I'm telling you, we're all gonna get Disney Plus at the end of this. They troll. Let me see. They trolled them in a good way. I'm glad they didn't do Bad Batch. I'm only wanted something from Bad Batch. I see. That's the thing. This is not. I would have been really disappointed if they started off the night with Bad Batch. I don't. No hate. But I have no love for the Bad Batch. I just don't care about the Saturday morning cartoon block. It does nothing for me. And it probably never will. The Purge Trooper, yeah, that's coming home. I did not pre-order him though. Purge Trooper, I'm hoping he goes in the bargain bin so I can get a deal. But I did not pre-order him. So no big rush. I know several places outside of Sideshow that still has him in stock. He's just not one of those figures that I have to be generally concerned on missing. So I feel confident that I'll be able to pick up a Purge Trooper. So Von Mason, I'm sure you do. Hey, we all love John Boyega. I mean, he got Disney Plus, right? They screwed him over. So they really did a number on him. Let me hit refresh. Maybe we'll get some more drops. Anything else? No. Let's go back to Fox here for a second here. Let's see what did we go over the. So this is the thing too with the Clone Trooper. This, to me, the real money are the Stormtroopers and Clone Troopers, because you don't. I mean, you get shit. What? Same rifle, the same pistol, same hands, just colored differently. I guess what would be unique would be his skirt. His skirt, and it would be his helmet. So this is going to be a tough one, folks. I got a special guest joining on tonight's May the 4th. This is his debut. I hope you did your sound check. Don't embarrass me, Hadalorian. Don't do it.
Hey,
how you doing?
Good.
Oh, hold on here. I'm trying to get the camera angles here for us. All right, good. You're coming in good, huh? You've been waiting for this. You've been waiting to join the stream and
bringing the hate. been savoring this moment.
The hate alert. There you go. Look at this. They thought you were an AI. They didn't think you were real. Look at this. Kaiju Daddy says the Hadalorian lives. He is genuine. What here? Let's start back up with the Palpatine, because this is the. I'm trying to be careful. I don't want to sound like I'm bitter or disappointed. I think
you got to catch me up here.
Okay, so let me hold on one second. I'm gonna.
I was in catching daughter Lorian up with some homework.
There you go. So I started off the stream just a little bit tad disappointed, because for the May the 4th, we spent the last week in heavy speculation on the Return of the Jedi drops and Mandalorian season drops, and just they threw us a curveball. They threw us a cartoon Darth Sidious, and there's nothing wrong with this, but it's Clone Wars, and it's not even the top trend in IP right now. The top trend in IPs in Star Wars is Jedi Survivor, Return of the Jedi, which was in theaters, and the Cimarron Mandalorian season 3. So these are the 3 IPs that we've all been kind of beaten off to. And what did they do? They throw us a tune, Darth Clone Wars. And you're like, it's cool, but is there more?
All right, I need to throw some hate on this. I mean, I'm happy with the release. I mean, we definitely needed a Sidious for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But with the release of Mace, like why? I mean, it seems like for Howard, it's such a missed opportunity for not doing a Revenge of the Sith, Darth Sidious. Like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, I speculated that one of the things that Hot Toys has been tap dancing with is trying to cater to the different sub factions of Star Wars, where this technically caters to 2 different facts. Because this Darth Sidious can kind of play into the Revenge of the Sith. I mean, is this outfit different? Oh, actually, it is a different outfit.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Okay, so, but it is a human sculpt based off of his appearance of Revenge of the Sith, isn't it? That's the way I look at it. Okay. So it's a hybrid. That's what I was trying to explain, where they're keeping the cartoon fans happy, and at the same time they're playing both sides, right? Mm-hmm. Knocking 2 birds with 1 stone. Like, all right, we don't really want to go too tune heavy, but
yeah, it's kind of like what they're doing with the Bad Batch, I guess.
Yeah. So, and this is clearly going to be a day 1 pre-order for you. You're not even going to waste any time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like even though I question like why Howard Chan would do Clone Wars over Revenge of the Sith. I mean, still, I get this for sure.
Okay. Again, I couldn't find anything negative. Do you find everything okay with this figure? We kind of got the price already. It's going to be around between $275 and $285.
Oh, that's right. That seems normal.
That seems about right for head sculpts and.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong. I mean that sculpt is bang on. It's Look at that smile, the wrinkles. I mean, he's devious. That's
very
perfect.
Very devious.
I mean, they nailed it.
Yeah. I couldn't find anything negative. I mean, they clearly did a fantastic job.
Like, I mean, it's great without the cloak on. I mean, you put that cloak on a little bit and just cover the eyes a little bit like that. It's going to be sinister.
Yeah. Were you secretly wishing for Darth Sidious? Because I wasn't. That's not one of the.
I was. Yeah. Not the like. If it was going to be like a 2.0 Emperor of Return of the Jedi, I was going to hate all over Howard, because that would have been the ultimate cop out. Like we needed this. We needed a Sidious, not an Emperor.
Okay. So if you sell it to me like that, then yes, because I was really worried that they were going to do a reissue on Emperor Palpatine with the Return of the Jedi packaging, like they did with Vader a while back with Empire Strikes Back, and I thought they were going to pull that cheesy shit, and I'm like, God, they're going to do this. They're gonna probably, but I guess this is a good compromise. I guess. He's coming home, but I guess it's hard for me to get super duper excited for, I guess is where my stand is. I'm going to end up getting him. It's just, is it going to be a day 1 pre-order for me? Probably not. But if the folks in the community, Nate and so forth, all send me the alerts, hey, it's on the blue light special, then yeah, I absolutely will be peer pressure to pre-order him. But I'm hoping that the young is still, that the evening is still young, and that we get a little bit more drops tonight. Last year was about 5, so I'm hoping 5 is the magic number again. Maybe they'll bless us. So I'm constantly refreshing the Facebook page here. What do you think about Clone Commander Fox?
I mean, yeah, bring on the clones.
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to get? I mean, if you get tired of Troopers, then you're not a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Go collect your Marvel and DC then. Yeah.
Do you know where he's from? What season? Do you know what episode? Do you know his backstory? Because I have no clue. I'm going to end up buying him. I don't know who he is or what he does, or is he good, bad, or is he just? Is he like the Bad Batch?
No, he's not in the Bad Batch. He's just Rebels and stuff like that. Dude,
Oh, he's from Rebels. Oh, so he's not even from.
No, not Rebels. I mean, Clone Wars. Like,
Okay.
There's so many damn clones. I can't even count. I watched the Clone Wars. What was it, like so many years ago? I never rewatched it, so I can't recall where Fox comes from.
But you know of him though.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's one of the main more well-known ones.
I'll give you props though. You're probably more of a diehard cartoon Star Wars enthusiast. So this character isn't as memorable as what I'm believing. Because you've seen all of these. You've seen all of the cartoon Star Wars shows. So
I've seen it. I've watched them all except for that the Disney sequel one, the one that was 3D cell shaded one. That was like I can't even remember the name of it.
So I mean, so let's rely. He's the Magister Alex is saying Fox can be seen as early as season 1. So that would probably explain the vagueness. I mean, he's no Ahsoka where he's just legendary. You can remember him and so forth.
Yeah, I only watched the Clone Wars. I only did one like watch through of it because to be honest with you, the first 4 seasons were just brutal to watch. But then like one and then after that, it picked up pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Like I was telling the folks earlier, I mean, he's coming home. I'm going through a really big stormtrooper, clone trooper kick. I'm building my own little army. Regardless if I don't like, I showed this earlier. I don't know if you were able to catch it, but I did this clone trooper Jesse arrived today. I don't know I don't know his story, but it doesn't matter because they're all coming home. So yeah. And it's fun. It's fun to collect. It's fun to build the army. And
he's got a cool head sculpt too with the face tattoo.
But there's no head sculpt with this guy though.
No,
the Clone Commander Fox does not come with a head sculpt.
Oh no, not Fox. But I thought I was talking about Jesse.
Oh, you're talking about Jesse. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't use the head sculpts with what they come in. I'm like, I don't. To me, it's the armor and the look and the whole Clone Wars era trooper build that seems to work. And again, I mean, everybody seems to be somewhat happy. I don't think I've picked up any type of negative comments from anyone listening right now. Everybody seems to be all right, kind of twiddling their thumbs.
That's a solid pick. One hopeful thing that I kind of got my fingers crossed that with Darth Sidious there. I'm kind of like with that being the Clone Wars. That would be a cool pairing if we get and now we got Darth Maul Clone Wars. If we get Savage Opress. Ooh.
Savage Opress,
which is Darth Maul's brother.
Oh, they jumped the shark on the cartoons. They just brought in the whole family, didn't they?
Oh yeah, that's he's a pretty cool. Like he's Darth Maul 2.0. He's a bad boy. He'd be an awesome figure to get.
What's his comment King Killa talking about here? I don't. Do they all go through a transformation in the armor? Do you know?
Yeah, they have like it's a multiple. They have the clones have different types of armors, like the helmets and the body armors that they wear.
Here we go. They should bring Savage King.
Yeah.
That's his brother to Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the Toontown Darth Maul nobody wanted him, right? He was one of the first ones to get liquidated. So there's a list of Star Wars characters that when you paint Hot Toy Star Wars collectors into the corner and they're stressing out over missing out or funds, there's like a handful of characters that everybody seems to just sell at below cost. And I hate to say this, but the Clone Wars Darth Maul, hell, I think Line Rock Toys is giving him away free shipping, total price for $199. Please buy him. So I've always wondered, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I've always felt that Hot Toys looks at the popularity of certain figures and how they trend on the secondary market. Toontown Ahsoka, you can still get her below retail. Moff Gideon is discounted. There's a handful of these characters that are just shit. Nobody wants to buy. Captain Rex is one of them. God, you can't get rid of Captain Rex to save your life, right? And so now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm kind of stewing on it, maybe they're walking over eggshells. But if I was to say that, though, they're still confident that they can still sell troopers. Though, I mean, Clone Commander Fox, right? It's hard. I mean, this is such a tough market to really navigate.
I think like yourself has been saying it, and a few other streamers. I mean, this is a different era now for Hot Toys. I mean, they're not doing those insane batches anymore. They're not making the Captain Rex batches. Like,
yeah,
they're doing like the Fox, Captain Fox. They're the batch size is going to be just a fraction of what Rex was.
Moving forward, then it's probably safe to say it'll end up like the R, because you've been keeping up with the news that there is a run on the droids. The R5 droid set sold out. The KX Enforcer is sold out. Are you getting that one? You're getting the KX Enforcer, right?
Oh yeah.
All of that, all the droids are on waitlist full is the new meme. I was on Geeking Out earlier today, and I was talking about like, folks, don't dick around. Shit's serious. Like it used to be, at least early in the year, that you can rely on the secondary vendors, and even my secondary vendor sources, they're all sold out. Alter Ego, Forbidden Planet. So it's moving forward. It is the era. It is the age of the small batches. James, what are you saying? If Hot Toys puts out enough of these Clone War figures together, they will make a nice set, thereby incentivizing collectors to buy figures like Clone Wars Mall, clearing out Hot Toys. Yeah, so putting out new figures to help propel the sales of existing dead stock. Yeah, that works. Yeah. That clearly works.
Well, Selling for Press would definitely do that.
Yeah. And then, so there's the positive to Toontown Darth Maul, and then there's the negative. Like, I kind of feel Toon Maul didn't live up to the hype because of the shortcuts Hot Toys took, such as the body and articulation. What was the story with the body? He was tiny. Was that what it was? Like, he didn't look good with his shirt off. Is that what that was? Wasn't he? It was a running joke, right? Wasn't?
Well,
he didn't look good without the shirt. That's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, what they had that body painted.
But he looked anorexic. I think that's what it was. He looked sick, kind of like the whole Cable situation, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's that way in the show, in the cartoon.
We'll see. All right, let's hit refresh. Come on, Hot Toys. It's like we're playing slots here in Vegas. All right, they're stalling. I don't know what's going on. This better not be. Wouldn't this be funny, dude? If it was just this shit tonight. They're like, all right, we threw the Clone Wars. Shut the fuck up, guys. That's it. And you're like, what? Where's Return of the Jedi?
Howard's like, what? You should be happy. You guys got 5. We announced. We teased you 5. Figures from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's technically in the stars. Figures from the stars.
Darth Maul. 10 points for Ray. Yeah, maybe it was just he wasn't very well received. I just know he didn't look great naked is what it was, his shirt off, and people were just kind of questioning that, and I don't know whether or not that played a big part into it, but it was funny. Woohoo! Yes, Solo Maul was a masterpiece. Which one was that? Was that the one where he was sitting on the toilet? Is that the one you're referring to, Andre? Was Solo Maul the Darth Maul where he was old and he kind of like the Brando version? He was sitting on the shitter. Solo Maul was a masterpiece in the commode, right? You have that one, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do we got here, James?
I even got him with the shirt off, flexing.
If we get another bigger drop, you should cue up the feature sound from the Pokies. Pokies, what's that? You're talking about? What do you Pokies? You mean with John Boyega? Do you mean him? You're not going to Disney Plus me? Is that the one you're referring to?
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
They're going to clearly Disney Plus his ass back into Disney Plus. Hey, it's when I'm walking down the street and they're all on the platform and I'm inspecting the goods, everybody needs to look great, James. That's what it is. I'm there with like the bullwhip. Maul only looks good with the tunic on. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what. So I don't. Oh no, Pokies mean slot machines. Well, I don't speak Australian. What the fuck? What is? I don't speak down under. No Pokies. Did you know that's what that meant, Sean? You've been to Australia, right? That? Oh, no Pokies mean slot machine. Well,
yeah, they don't drink Foster's down there either.
What do they drink? Bud Light? Too soon?
I can't give that away for free now.
It was piss beer anyway. Who the fuck was drinking that crap anyway? Oh God! Oh come on, Hot Toys, give us something good. Give us something good.
Oh hey, you want to know what we're not going to get for this May the 4th?
Well, it's clearly not. It's clearly you're not referring to the N1 Starfighter because the N1 Starfighter's coming in tonight.
No, it ain't. But
it's coming in tonight.
But figure wise, what we're not going to get? A Han Solo.
Han Solo. Oh man, Nate and Mafia and the gang. They're over there chanting in a circle. Burning incense and casting spells and shit with the wizard from Cantina Land. They're all expecting Han Solo, General Solo, to drop.
Delusions of grandeur.
To the next level. To the next level. I don't even think we're going to get a Chewbacca for Return of the Jedi. Everybody's just swearing up and down. It'll be a nice surprise. They've had 2 strikes with Chewbacca, and I don't know. I don't know how they can fix Chewbacca. I just don't.
Oh my God, that Force Awakens Chewbacca looks like a Down syndrome Chewbacca.
Was Peter Mayhew in that one? Was that the one where he was on his deathbed? Like they crammed him into one of those suits for one of just to get his credit on the screen.
I think. I mean. I think there might be a slim chance of maybe getting a Chewbacca. Now that we're getting Howard's dumping all these we're getting a bunch of these C-3POs. I think there's a good there might be a possibility where he might dump some parts and crunch them all up and stick them on the back of a Chewbacca for Empire Strikes Back. But he seems to be staying away from anything that's Han Solo. Yeah,
he's not. He's made it very clear he does not want to touch it, even though he teased it in the Bespin Luke. Was it that one where he was teased?
Yeah, that was the only time that they teased
from the back, right?
Yeah, I think it was just like a part of his back and one of his arm. Yeah, part of his arm. And it was Do you think that it's been so long that we've never had a Han Solo that we've fallen into that Mandela effect? Because remember there was a point in time where we all swore up and down we would never get a C-3PO. Remember that? We spent years just bitching about it, and now there's not enough C-3POs to go around. Now we have an Attack of the Clones C-3PO. Now we have the Golden, and I beg to wonder if we keep stomping our feet on the bleachers, and if enough people keep stomping, the bleachers are going to collapse, and we end up with a flood of Bespin
General Han Solo, right? I mean, in a span of 12 months, we've gotten 2 C-3PO drops. And for a point there, we thought we would never. I mean, the community, we just fell into these dark rumors and they don't have the license. Remember, there were live streams and Hot Toys doesn't have the license for C-3PO. Do you remember that shit back in 2021? Do you remember that? Like, they don't have but they have the license for Star Wars, but they don't have the license for C-3PO. Like, it was just outlandish.
That's not how it works.
The community felt for the longest that's how it works. Yeah, look at this one here. I like this comment. Aaron Grove says, "Come on, Inart Chewbacca." Yeah, okay. Dylan, thank you for joining in. This Palpatine is day one for me, aside from needing a Paps. He was so even Clone Wars, and this is something that even I was making the mistake. I was calling him Emperor Palpatine, but I'm like, he's technically a different character in the same sense as Anakin Skywalker's Anakin and Darth Vader. I know people are probably wanting to fulfill that Palpatine slot in their collection, but this is Darth Sidious. 100%. This is a different character, and it's going to be really tough to separate the two because I can see this community already, including me. I made the mistake that we want to label them together, and they're not. Again, Anakin Skywalker's Anakin Skywalker, and then there's Darth Vader. They're the same person. Darth Sidious and Palpatine are the same people, but they are clearly two different evil entities. So this will be fun to kind of watch as the days and the weeks go by, how most of us are going to be referring to Darth Sidious. 15,000. I see. I don't know. We are in the era of small batches. Darth Sidious could be a small batch. Clone Commander could be a small batch. Clone Commander Fox could be a small batch. Yeah.
I think it all depends on what the initial POs are going to be.
Yeah. So these dropped almost 45 minutes ago. This is 9:20, actually 55. Is it 9:26 when I got the first alert? So we're approaching 50 minutes and they haven't dropped anything else. So
what was last year? 5 drops?
It was 5 drops last year. It was a big deal. May the 4th last year was pretty damn big. May 4th was the Attack of the Clones line. That's where we got Attack of the Clones R2-D2. That's where we got Attack of the Clones C-3PO. That's where we got Attack of the Clones the droid, the battle droid. That's where we got the Clone Trooper and the Clone Trooper pilot. Dude, we got 5. And
I was really surprised with the number of vehicles.
And then vehicles, meaning as the months went by, we ended up with like the ATRT that was showcased in San Diego, and then the speeder bikes, right?
Yeah, the speeder bikes, and
yeah. See, look, I remember. I did my homework. See, I was right. Yeah, it was 5. It was 5 of them, and I can be corrected by the audience, but it was like within 10 minutes of each drop. It was like a span of like 1 hour, and you got all of these.
I wonder if they're going to hold back like 1 or 2 of them for Sideshow tomorrow.
Well, I'm guessing that because tomorrow it'll be May 5th for the folks in Hong Kong. So I'm guessing that these drops, it's what they're going to be showcasing. Would they give special privilege to Sideshow? They've never done that before. I mean, they could. I've never seen them do anything like that before. I mean, this is a new Hot Toys that we're not used to dealing with. So maybe, maybe. Is there anything specific that you were expecting? Because everybody's kind of had fun speculating. I speculated with logic and a little bit of conservatism. Is there anything that you were hoping for tonight?
I was, with Return of the Jedi anniversary and everything, I was really expecting Bounty Hunter Leia.
Boosh. Yeah, Boosh. Yeah.
Boosh. I just had a feeling, with her passing and Return of the Jedi anniversary, we'll never get a slave Leia. That's not going to happen.
No, we'll never get a slave Leia.
But that Bounty Hunter one, I thought that was going to be a shoe-in.
Yeah. Well, then the whole night is still young. Maybe so. That N1 numbers aren't high, as in cash wise for others, meaning not many will be produced if you're lucky. I still believe that the N1 fighter is going to get produced. I think the real money for the N1 fighter is going to be the accessories. It's going to be you make the blade and you profit off of. I mean, you sell the, what is it? The expression is you sell the razors cheap and you profit off of the blades. And I think that's what the N1 fighter is.
You're gonna make me go into my rant, aren't you?
It's if you have a logical, and as long as you don't go into your rabbit hole of conspiracies, if you have a little, I absolutely welcome it. I'll go get an energy drink so I can stay up. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna go grab another drink. You have to understand, Sean, that I do see you as a minority, as an individual that doesn't believe that the N1 fighter. I do believe the N1 fighter is going to get made. I'm hoping it gets released tonight because to me the percentage is that, and I told you this, if it does not drop tonight, the percentage is going to drop in my book.
And the funny thing is like I think it's fair to say my Star Wars collection is definitely is larger. Like more of a Star Wars hardcore Star Wars collector. Is that fair to say?
It is. I feel
okay.
Like
cool.
Yeah.
All right. And so like it's kind of interesting that you're more of a believer in the N1, and I'm more of a that this ain't going to happen.
I believe in profit, right? I believe in democracy and capitalism, and I believe that the N1 fighter will be very profitable to the company overall. It's you're planting the seed, and then it's like planting a big giant pine tree in the forest, and then the animals will come and blossom because a lot of stuff could be sold with the N1 fighter.
Yes, and so if you look at past behavior is a great predictor of future behavior, the old Dr. Phil saying. And let's just go through the checklist of Hot Toys here. Their past behavior. They're notorious of building these beautiful dioramas and never delivering them. And they do this for the sole purpose of selling the figures, making them attractive, making you believe that, oh, there's a chance that they're going to sell this and so they have no intention of selling the N1. And of course, when they go to shows and stuff, they say, oh yeah, it's on the table. We're going to do a batch of these. They'll never say no, ever. And so, and they do that because it's going to sell more toys. It's going to sell more figures. Of course, they're going to do these Batcave dioramas for the Michael Keaton figures that for the old 89 figures that they just did. That's badass. Of course, I want those dioramas. Okay, I'm going to get a new Michael Keaton because now it goes great with my 89 because I have the old 89 Michael Keaton to go with my Batmobile. And then, of course, I'm going to want a new 89 Keaton to go with the new Batcave diorama. Guess what never happens? Batcave diorama. But I already got the figure. They're going to do that. They did that that's what they do that for the droids. Droids are sold out now. They don't need to make the N1.
All right. You got a few points there. The droids did sell out. The R5 was really, to me, it was meant as a complimentary accessory to the N1 fighter. But now that the R5 is sold out, do we need the N1 fighter? But we can still sell Mandalorian, though, right? And Grogu. I mean, we did see special, and America loves Baby Grogu, right? I mean, that is Mickey Mouse for the Star Wars universe. You keep buying Grogu. Everybody loves Grogu, right?
Well, after
you'll keep buying the Mandalorians too. So
after season 3, I'm Mando'd out.
No, that's serious. That's big words there coming from you.
I got enough Mandos.
The hate speaks the truth.
I'm telling you. I mean,
mean,
no, I'll be the first one to say I want to come on this live stream and say, "Damn, I was wrong," and I'll be the first one. I'll be the first one to line up the day one PO that N1.
I have hope.
I'm telling you, don't get your hopes. There's no way they're gonna.
But rebellion is built on hope.
Like, come on, where the hell is that? Where the hell is that Patterson Batmobile that Hot Toy teased?
They're getting to it. You gotta.
Jazz Inc. is gonna have his shipped, but like, and they never even put theirs up for PO yet.
His was it's a fire hazard. You get that near a heat source, it'll catch on fire.
Doesn't matter. Mom and pop shop figure from the little mom and pop shop company from Finland or wherever it's from.
The Netherlands
just showed up Hot Toys that they mocked together, put together like a little screen grab and said, "Hey, we're announcing one too," and they took POs and produced it and put it out and shipped it, and they never even got theirs up for PO yet.
Look. I mean, if anybody here should be skeptical and cynical and to the point, it really should be me, because I'm the one that told you folks and kids out there about going pre-order heavy almost a year and a half ago with the 2-pack Boba Fett's, Toontown Ahsoka. How many of the live stream channels out there were having coronations over Ahsoka and all this stuff? And these are the same figures that you can't get rid of to save your life, right? Hot Toys has gone through a metamorphosis. And Hadalorian did bring up a good few points, right? He really did. But the problem is that this variant of the Hot Toys has been resurrecting things from the dead. It just has. I've brought up several examples of things that I thought were buried in the Hot Toys graveyard that have resurrected. Not just one, two. It's quite a few.
You can't bring things up that were already produced. That's a catch-22.
The Mark II DeLorean was produced. I mean, it's still being reworked with the bad hover conversion.
But that at least
40% of that vehicle is new. I know everybody thinks it's a reissue. Those are different wheels.
Yeah, majority of that tooling is already done though.
Majority of the tooling was done. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But they still had to do. People think it's just, a lot of collectors felt that they just blew the dust off of the steel molds and hit print. No, a lot of work still went into the Mark II DeLorean.
Yeah.
A brand new diorama that was resurrected from the dead is the acrylic bat cave, the Bat Armory. That was buried in the Hot Toys graveyard. Everything there is brand new. Even that's not a that was brand new. That's brand new. That's a brand new R&D. The prototype.
No, but that's not a vehicle.
No, but I'm saying things. It's things being resurrected. It's things.
Was that ever displayed before at a show?
Yeah, back in 2015, I have videos. I was there. I showed it to everybody.
Oh, okay.
2015, I have footage of it, and people even brought it up to me. It was one of the things that I swore would never get made, and it did. 2015, that acrylic armory with the water effect rising from the ground, yeah, that was shown in San Diego Comic-Con in 2015. Now they've gone back, and yeah, they have dusted some of their steel prints, like the 89 Batmobile. I think Hot Toys is just a different beast now. They've been averaging 130 pre-orders for the last 6 months. 100, they've never done that before.
But
before
also too,
2020.
No, I think with the bath that they took on the Hulkbuster, with how long that R&D was, how long the first DeLorean sat, and then now with the debacle of the wheels of the DeLorean and the recall, and they made no profit on that. They took a bath easily. They made zero profit on it. Like their sweet spot is the small vehicles. the little speeder bikes and
Yeah.
things like that. They're not going to touch these big things again. That's why they're not pulling the trigger on the Batmobile, the Patterson Batmobile, because that's all new R&D tooling. I mean, they redid the. I mean, they did the Tumbler, and they're doing the '89 Batmobile, redoing again. But I mean, they had the tooling already for that, so that's a no-brainer for them. But when they had to add some tooling for the Mark II, guess what? They crapped the bed, and now they lost money on it.
And it's a shame though, because the Mark II's R&D design, I thought was fantastic. The way that the wheels folded right in the angle, it was just that they used the cheap plastic casing on it, which honestly, if it was just die cast, and it may very well be. I mean, look, if there's one thing that I do give credit to Hot Toys is that when they make mistakes like that, grand mistakes, they actually go back and correct it. There was a manufacturing defect with the Iron Man, with the comic book version of Iron Man. There was a manufacturing defect, and that was one of the reasons that the deluxe version was hindered from its full release. Something with the power switch, and the casing wasn't developed, or was missing. There was missing components, I believe, is the way it was explained to me. And they did go back and they did fix it. It doesn't happen very often with Hot Toys, right? Every now and then we'll end up with a Tony Stank, but when you have 130 pre-orders out of one or two misfires, maybe out of a batch of every 100 figures that are released, you're going to end up with not so perfect. Yeah, I still think they're going to make a killing on the DeLorean. I think the evidence, the proof I need for the confidence on my comment is that once they finally get it all fixed and working, how long it sits. Is it going to sit in stock for over 6 months, or is it going to sell out after a few months? So you're not getting it, are you? Are you still on the fence, or?
No, I'm not getting it.
Okay.
I got the Mark I, and I'm happy with that. I mean, I love the Back to the Future, but I'm not a Back to the Future fan where I need to get every Back to the Future vehicle.
No, this is one that I was predicting here. In General Lando, this to me is such an easy cash grab, right? They probably wouldn't even have to put in a lot of work in the head sculpt, so it would just be the costume on this one.
I could see them doing that and not even changing the head sculpt from Empire.
That's right.
Just changing the sculpt.
That's it. They would do like a Doc Brown, recycle the same head sculpt for a different, from a completely different era and film, using the exact same head sculpt, and really, I guess, just invest in the money.
Or actually, if anything, just probably puff up his hair a little bit more.
Man,
that's all they would have to do. Yeah,
that's Billy D in the '80s. His hair was pretty juiced up back in the day. he was up there. The other, I don't know who these teams are. The 212 showing up. I'm assuming there's more clones in the 501st. So what do we have here? I've been trying to capture the clone commanders retail, but I have to build my clone armies. Yeah, and this is something too that I'm quite aware of, that Sideshow did sell these clone troopers and clone commanders over a decade ago. And up until Hot Toys went back into this, they were all worth a mint. They were all expensive. I remember seeing those things on eBay, fetching $300-400, and those figures at the time sold for $150 from Sideshow. And it's crazy how things have really blown up. They can't even sell, and I did bring this up. Why would we want a General Lando when they can't even get rid of Empire Strikes Back Lando? I did bring that up. No, you're right. I honestly did bring that up. So boosting the sales. So to your point, James then brings a really good counterpoint to you now, because you can still be profitable with the DeLorean by releasing more characters associated with the DeLorean. It needs to boost their sales for Mark II. They can easily announce more Back to the Future. That's true. They absolutely could. That can absolutely work.
What would they release?
Incognito Marty is one that was showcased at a Comic-Con. That's such an easy cash grab for them. That was shown at San Diego Comic-Con a few years ago. Yeah. And
I mean, beside yourself, like, who'd get Biff?
It depends on the Biff. I've always said Biff
or
is a tough
Lorraine.
one. I know Incognito, Doc, and Marty would sell. I know there is a strong enough demand for them. I know they would sell. Incognito, Doc, and Marty, if the Mark II sales did stagnate, it would be extremely profitable by just releasing those. Using exact same head sculpts. And honestly, all you would be investing would be just the outfits. So that, in the same way that they abuse the reproductions of all these clone troopers. All right, let's paint this one red. Let's paint this one blue. Let's give this one a yellow stripe. All right, $265. Here's my money, Hot Toys, right? It works. That's
the mustard and ketchup one seem to be the most dumbest ones for me.
What's that?
The mustard and ketchup one are pretty much the stupidest ones for me.
Yeah, but we're idiots. Here's my money.
Yeah, of course I'm going to buy it.
There you go, right? So that same philosophy.
It's like stupid Pokemon. You got to catch them all.
That's it. And for Back to the Future and the Back to the Future devoted fans, that would absolutely work. Yeah, Incognito. Very little manufacturing needed. Charge $265 or whatever, and you have my pre-orders. I will say though that the Western Marty and Doc are waitlist though. I don't know if they're waitlist full, but they've been sold out for quite a while. So
I got those pre-ordered.
Yeah. I've always said, and I kind of agree with James on this, I would love the 2015 Old Man Biff.
All right. I would get Trump Biff.
Yeah, or Trump Biff. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Trump Biff or Old Man Biff. Yeah. Well, think about it. You finally have the hover converted DeLorean. Wouldn't it be cool to have an old Biff stealing it, running off, right? Hitting a dumpster type deal. Diorama, that'd be cool. So I think I've said this with James too in one of our past streams. I'd be up for any Biff except the 1955 Biff. I've never liked the 1955 Biff.
I'm kind of weighing like another 89 Batmobile Mark II.
Yeah.
DeLorean. I only have so much module case space.
You will find the space. You will start to adapt. You'll start to add acrylic shelves. You'll start to because I don't know if you can see it, but the DeLorean. Hold on here. You can see it up there. It does look badass. So to have Old Man Biff in there, yeah. Take my money. Yeah. Yeah. It just looks good. I'm like, yeah, I could have an Old Man Biff stealing it. Yeah, that would work. That would work. So Bosch, Leia, anything else while the night is we may have to, it may just be another, I keep hitting refresh. I guess they're trolling us. Hot Toys is Howard Chan is just on the 86th floor with his two side chicks smoking a cigar, just trolling us. He's just, let them wait. Just Revenge of the Sith Palpatine. That'd be cool. Oh, I would love that. Revenge of the Sith Palpatine with the hover car. I'd be down for that. I would. Where he's spinning the car and he's chucking it at Yoda, I think would be a badass scene. You'd get that. You'd get Revenge of the Sith Palpatine. Yeah.
Oh, I get anything Palpatine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, anything of the original trilogy and the original prequel, that comes home.
Absolutely. Does Sidious fight Palpatine? I mean, does Sidious fight Maul in the cartoons?
Oh yeah, yeah. And then as Savage Opress, his brother, and Maul fight them together. They go against them together, and then Insidious ends up killing his brother, Savage.
Put Old Man Biff in the DeLorean with Trump or Biden. Stealing the depending on your political persuasion, have Kim Jong-un in the back seat as well. If anybody can time travel, it's me. I'm the best time traveler. I can time travel here. I can put. No one can time travel better than me. My DeLorean.
Everybody tells me I'm the best time traveler.
I'm the best time traveler you can do.
All my friends tell me I'm the best.
I taught Marty everything he knows about time traveling. Flux, I know everything. Flux, capacitor, this, capacitor, that. I'm everything. My DeLorean is on the next level. I put a lot of love and I put a lot of tweaks into my DeLorean, and I can't wait to the second batch of DeLoreans to come out, because I know it's going to be a wrench in the works for collectors, because I know how collectors work. I live inside the mind, and I think history is going to repeat itself with the Mark II DeLorean. I think a lot of collectors are going to sleep on it, and they're going to miss out on it. I really, really do. I don't know if you feel that way, Sean, but I do feel history is going to repeat itself. I mean, history's kind of repeating itself on a lot of missed opportunities already. Mm-hmm. Everybody felt that the R5 droid pack was overpriced. Well, yeah. Now it's really fucking overpriced. Now you're chasing that shit in the secondary market. Remember, it was it's history repeating itself. Where in 2020, I was on a live stream where we were talking about, I think it was on Geeking Out, on the Jawa and the Gonk. Oh, it's a ripoff. How dare Hot Toys charge $267 for a Jawa and a Gonk? Well, that bad boy is still breaking $350 on the secondary market if you're lucky. If you're lucky.
Yeah. And I just don't got time to stress over that stuff. So, like, when it comes to Star Wars, especially the ones I want, I don't want to fret over it. And then, because when I first started collecting, I started like, okay, I want to, I didn't day one pre-order. I'd wait and try to save for the coupons and everything. And then I'd end up missing on a few things. And then, then I'd have to pay extra on the secondary market because I was just late and I missed out on things. And then I just got tired of doing that. And so I just started just day one. Yeah. If I devoted more time and I was more dedicated, then I'd save maybe a couple $100 every few months. I'm in it because I just love being in the room and I just like chilling, looking at my figures, and then every now and again I'll see something and I'll go over and I'll change a pose and I'll just like sit back and I like that, and then I'll go and chill, and then I don't want to have to think about being at work thinking oh shit, I better go check to see if that's on wait list or not.
And just for the audience joining into the Hey DeLorean, let them know your percentage, your devotion to the Hot Toy Star Wars, because you're not like most collectors I know of. You're probably 80-90% Star Wars, and Marvel and DC take a back seat. Is that a fair assessment?
My collection now sits about 55% Star Wars.
No, that's way too low. Come on now. You really think you think it's 55? You think it's a little more than half? I feel it's more.
Well, I'm looking at my because you have your Storm Tracker, right? And I got my Hey DeLorean. I have my Hey DeLorean N1 Storm Tracker.
I feel it's closer to at least. All right, so if you're gonna go that low, I would bump it. I'd say maybe 70%, because you do have a decent DC section. I know that.
If I look at my Star Wars, I got 156 in my total collection, and then Marvel I got 51, DC 41, Star Trek 14, miscellaneous 40.
Okay. Are you still on board the Exo 6 train?
No, I've got off that bandwagon.
All right. What was the last Exo 6 figure that arrived for you? Was it Tuvok?
The last one I got was, I think it was, I want to say it was either Spock or the Q.
Okay. You didn't get Tuvok, though, did you?
No, I didn't get Tuvok, but I did get Quark. And Quark hasn't come in yet.
Okay.
Quark was the last one I did. I didn't get Tuvok. that just looked weird. And then I wasn't happy with the Voyager dock. And then, but every sculpt after that, and I was just not happy with how much he was jumping around. And you know what? And then I guess he finally listened to the complaints, because now he seems to be concentrated on finishing Voyager crew. But man, those head sculpts are just horrible.
They're rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you try to complain to Nanjin, he'll throw you in the gulag. So
Yeah.
So yeah, the last one I got was Q from the Next Generation, right? Emperor Q.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, and I saw the blogger photos, and I was so disappointed. I never opened up my Judge Q, and I had it for almost a year. And then I was clearing out. I was doing one of my room audits, and I sold them like below retail. I'm like, I just wanted them out. And my remaining Star Trek figures, they need to go. I'm just done. I'm done with that line. I'm done with the company. They're spinning out of control, and I wish them the best. And I'm now in a position where during the glory days of 2020 and 2021, where I was making a tad bit more, I was a little bit more generous with my spending, and now things have changed. So I'm like, oh, well, time to make some budget cuts here. And I'm still loving Star Wars, but I've also cracked the whip on Star Wars, whether it comes to Star Wars Hot Toys. And it's interesting when you tell people, like, I'm kind of done with The Mandalorian. Like, you're out of Star Wars. I'm like, no, I'm still spending a mint on Attack of the Clones and Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I'm picking up doubles on some of these droids. I go, I'm not your typical Hot Toys collector. I'm loving the Star Wars droids. I'm having a lot of fun with them. I'm having a lot of fun hacking them, USB modding them. I've just kind of annexed characters, no hate, just like Reva, Grand Inquisitor, that wacky Kenobi where he's surrounded by floating rocks like he's a year one apprentice. Like, it's just stupid shit like that. I'm like, I don't have time for that. The Darth Vader with the cracked helmet, I didn't pre-order. I'll probably end up getting him because there's 3 SKUs. I think Nate told me he's not going anywhere. I'll get him in the bargain bin. So, that's been no secret, Magister. I've just been very happy. I've been very unhappy with the X06 line, and Nanjin doesn't give a shit. So if he doesn't give a shit, then I don't give a shit. And I believe in democracy, and I love to vote. So I vote with my dollars. It's plain and simple. Just vote with the dollars. So, and I have people who follow me who send me photos of some of their disappointments. So, Ben, I know I'm not trying to break your heart, Ben. I know you have devoted your heart to X06. But one day you'll wake up from the nightmare.
Yeah, and that one right there, Lacuda's that one kind of killed me not getting, but I couldn't believe that he chose that Lacutus to make.
And then that Lacutus was also surrounded with controversy, because if there was one Lacutus I really wanted, it would have been First Contact Lacutus. I think I told you this. Why would you go with cheap spam? And I've never questioned.
And the first figure was like First Contact Jean-Luc.
Exactly.
Why don't you go with that? Like, I mean, it was just the inconsistency of bouncing around so much. It drove me crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with never. And then there was something that messed him up too. Was it last year, the year before, they did that Chicago show and they showed like 30 or 40 fucking figures?
Yeah.
And that was just, now that I think about that, I'm like, that was just. And
I guess and I don't know if I ever told you this one about that one. It's just it irks me that he never did William Shatner. Like, I mean, like the original Kirk, like I mean, if you're going to do Star Trek and you're going to hold off for that long and not do Shatner right off the bat, yeah, okay, yeah, QMX did it, but you know what? It wasn't the greatest. And I mean, come out of the gate and do a killer job of it.
This right here, and people send me this
Oh
stuff.
my God, that's horrible.
This one right here was the insult. And people send me this stuff all the time, and I'm just like, you can see the hairline there. Like
Mattel does a better job at Barbies.
And this is the individual total price. I don't sugarcoat shit. It only retail for total price. This person spent $250 for this plus tax and shipping. And then you see that, and you're like, it feels like Playmates did this back in circa 2000 odds, right?
You know what? It almost looks like they zoomed in on a 6-inch figure.
Yeah, I don't. Again, it's the ink. They make one great figure, then they make two wacky ones, then they make another good figure, then they make two wacky ones. Locutus should have been first contact. And I remember he made a big stink about it on social media. I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. I go, if you want to make whatever you want, then go right ahead. I'll take my money elsewhere. I'm constantly itching my pockets to burn money. You clearly don't care, so I'll take it somewhere else. So that's how I felt. And with me, I'm a devoted Star Trek fan for a long time, and to me, the damage had been done severely that I didn't even care to watch Picard season 3. And everybody tells me it's a good show, and I'm sure it probably is.
I watched it. It was good.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with it. It was good, but it always made me not enjoy it because how bad seasons 1 and 2 was.
It left such a sour taste that the damage had been done.
Seasons 1 and 2 were just so bad. It was very difficult it made it so hard to enjoy season 3. But yeah, if they never did season 1 and 2 and you just went and season 3 came out
so
direct movie, that would have been awesome.
Yeah. Ben, did you want to hang out for a bit? Because I know so he brings up a good point here. He goes, I still love my first contact data. They knocked it out of the park. I felt as a customer that I was patronized very fairly and wonderfully. Like, look, we're going to give you this fantastic data with this wonderful, and they've always had it. They've always knocked it out with the costume. And they gave you value. And you know me, Sean, I love value. Yeah. And they gave you an extra data head sculpt. And I felt as a customer appreciated, like, wow, they really appreciate my business. 2 head sculpts, which look fantastic. This tailoring is top notch. The price at the time was very competitive. It was under $200. Mm-hmm. And you got a lot. I'm like, this is a lot of fun. Like, it felt fun. Then you got Picard, and it was just a lot more fun.
Yeah, knocked it out of the park.
It just kept knocking it out of the park. And then after that, it was Janeway? Was Janeway the one that I felt like I was waking up from the dream? It was Janeway. Because Janeway felt like it was made by Playmates as well, too. They didn't do Janeway very well. They didn't do Janeway because I have Janeway. The Doctor was a train wreck. If there's how certain figures age gracefully and beautifully, the Doctor is one of those figures that as you keep looking at it, you're like, what was I thinking? I should have known better. I'm smart. I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran collector. Why did I buy the Doctor? So that was the eye opener for me. And then after that, I got Judge Q. And I saw all the reviews and bloggers, and people were making excuses for it. And like, well, if you look at it from this angle, it looks like John DeLance. And I'm like, and I never opened it. I threw it in storage. And then I ended up selling it. Yeah. So I was right, Ben? Janeway was very rough. It was just a really, really rough figure. So I
think he did come back. I like Cisco.
Cisco looked good, but by then it was done. And then I had canceled Picard season 2. I'm like, screw Paramount Plus. I'm done with this crap. I'm tired of everybody taking advantage of me, and it's just it's stupid. Now we are at the crossroads for Star Wars. Now we're going to pivot to Star Wars, and season 3 of The Mandalorian. It gave you some heartburn, didn't it? Are you okay? Are you still hurting? I mean, that was
broke my heart.
Yeah.
It gave me flashbacks of the Disney sequel series. So I always have the rule of one, where for many years, if whatever Hot Toys put out for Star Wars, day one pre-order, didn't matter, done. And
you were very honest. And let me pause it right there, because I'll let the audience know you didn't even like the Grand Inquisitor and Reva, and you still pre-ordered Reva and the Grand Inquisitor. But go ahead.
I hated Reva. Oh my god. Oh, that was the worst character. Still did it. But except for the Disney sequel characters. Yeah, those ones. I got the Last Jedi character, or the Force Awakens. I got those figures, and then when the Last Jedi hit, no, we couldn't get those figures. Won't get the Rise of Skywalker figures. And but my Force Awakens figures are boxed up. Can't display them. Just can't do it. But now after season 3, I'm at that point now. I'm not going to order it. I can't order anything season 3. And Hot Toys is just like, Howard's just like, oh yeah, all right, now that we did all that tooling for IG-11, we're going to be able to pump out Baby Grogu in that, and then we're going to be able to do IG-12, and then we're going to be able to do Sheriff IG-11. So that's going to be an easy 2 for that.
Yeah, it felt like a big toy commercial. It did. Oh, it really did.
So easy. And then there's a couple extra pieces Mando's missing, so there's another Mando right there. So yeah, there's a bunch of figures there that's going to pump out. But I think Howard's going to be a little gun shy, because just the poor reception that is. He's smart enough to listen, because look how many figures there wasn't a lot of figures that came out for Kenobi, not a lot of figures, no figures that I don't think came out for none for Andor, and then they got nothing, and then
I wouldn't have bought it. There's nothing from I asked you. I go, Sean, is there anything from Andor that I would want? And I think you said maybe the droid, maybe. Yeah. I wouldn't buy any of the human characters. Were there any cool aliens?
No, there's nothing memorable.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and for season 3, there's nothing I get.
So Andor was not marketable, but yet it had some of the best episodes.
Yeah, it had the writing was awesome. It was a great spy.
Yeah.
Spy,
the whole Andor. Yeah. So the thing with Andor that, and again, my mind just works very differently. Is I like shows that provide, I guess, a challenge or a benefit. And Andor did not provide a benefit for me within the Star Wars context of the Star Wars universe. I did not care to see this early rebellion or the construction of the first Death Star. It had no interest. Not only that, though, but they based it around an asshole of a character, which I did not particularly enjoy, from Rogue One. Yeah. They centered it around that. And they thought that was somebody there thought that was a smart, brilliant idea. And so I'm like, but Danoby, it's good. Great. You guys can have fun with it. I don't care. Especially the first episodes where everybody, people were falling asleep. Some of the reviews, I fell asleep and I had to rewatch it. And you're like, what? So that was just something doing it. And then season 3 of Mandalorian had some fun episodes, but didn't really provide a benefit. Didn't really go anywhere. Mafia.
Oh, you mean the Bo-Katan show?
The Bo-Katan show. Mafia joining in. Welcome.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hello. Mafia, say hello to the Hadolorian. He's the first time. He's breaking his chair here. He's gonna.
I see,
Mr.
Man.
Mafia.
Nice to see you in person, my man. Nice display back there too.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
We're bitching about shows that provide a benefit and don't provide. And we're talking about Andor. I'm like, I won't see Andor. And it's one of the reasons where people were asking me, are you going to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I go, there's no reason for me to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. That Thanos is dead. I don't care about that. I never cared about that team. I've always said it. I've never cared about. I only watched the Guardians of the Galaxy series because I felt it provided a cutscene to continue the Marvel Cinematic Universe or something, or Thanos, or so it provided a benefit. I mean, that's one of the reasons I saw Ant-Man and the Quantumania. The movie was mediocre, but I will defend the 2 cutscenes at the end. The 2 cutscenes for Quantumania were dynamite. They were fantastic. So,
what were the cutscenes? I never saw Quantum.
I didn't watch it.
So there was one cutscene. Well, they were, first of all, the cutscenes were long as shit. I think they were like almost 10 minutes total, right? The first cutscene was with Loki and Owen Wilson in the year 1920, and they were watching like a vaudeville magician show, and Loki was pointing out to Owen Wilson's character, look, that's him. And Owen Wilson goes, he doesn't look so bad. He doesn't look so evil. It's like, oh no, he's dangerous. He's quite dangerous. And it's a variant of Kang, but he's dressed up like in the 1920s, and he's performing like a magic show. And they dropped some exposition lines. It was really cool. I mean, they put a lot of money into that cutscene. And then the second cutscene was the Council of Kangs. And then there was a lot of Easter egg exposition dumps in that. And you got to see different variants of Kang, were alien, different skin tones. Some of them were blue, some of them were green. And they've even mentioned, like, well, now that Jonathan Majors is in trouble, we have to recast him. It won't be that difficult to have a variant of Kang that's maybe a reptilian green, because, oh shit, that's right, in the Council of Kangs, there was a green looking dinosaur, so it's not going to be that challenging. Now that somebody had mentioned that in social media, like, the Council of Kangs made it very clear that not all the Kangs are human. Some of them are aliens, some of them are energy, some of them are robotic. One looked like an Egyptian. And so if they have to recast, they can. Now, here's the problem, because Loki season 2 is in the can. Now we're in the middle of a writer's strike. What do you do? Well, they can refilm. Well, you have to probably have new scripts, maybe. I don't understand how that works. I don't know what the Hollywood politics are, because Loki season 2 is the only thing I know that's in the can. The Ahsoka season 2, is that in the can? I mean, Ahsoka season 1, is that all filmed and wrapped? Nate says it is. So. I don't believe it is. I thought they're still filming it.
Yeah, that one's wrapped.
Yeah,
okay.
I think because it's supposed to Ahsoka, right? Because it comes out
Ahsoka, yeah.
So August or something.
So then,
if anything, the only thing that is post production now.
Okay, the Acolytes, they haven't filmed on that.
I'd say that's still filming.
And then Mandalorian season 4, the only thing that was confirmed from Jon Favreau is that he has a season 4 treatment. The episodes had not been written, so they're
not making season 4.
So no, they're not. What is it? 2026? Anthony, are they going to keep us waiting for 3
You see
more
that
years?
ending? You see that ending?
It's a very safe, open-ended, no continuation kind of story. Like, it's you know what I mean? Like, they could be like, well, it's very ambiguous. If we can give him more money and he wants to come back, maybe we can continue a story. I don't think Pedro really wants to do it.
I've said it. I don't think he gives a shit. I think he's after HBO money. I think they're paying better. So
I think so too. And the fact that he can have his face on screen.
And he can have his face, and he can probably
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think he was being paid as a voiceover actor? Do you think that was one of the, because he wasn't like 80%, he was never in that suit from the, it's all leaking out. He was,
well, see, but there's half and half though, right? Because the I mean, we got to call it what it is. It is the success. So because of the success of The Mandalorian, right? Because it did bring a lot of people back into Star Wars. Mm-hmm. It popularized the shit out of it again, right? It kind of reinvigorated everything. So with the success of it, as an actor, if his contract had already expired, then he's got leverage, right? Because Disney wants to keep putting out the Mando stuff. So they may have to, he could have negotiated more money or stipulations where he's like, well, I want this kind of money, but I'm also over here doing this. If you guys want more of the Mando show to happen, this is what I want to do it. And they probably, went with it, but that's why they were so heavy on the Bo-Katan story arc, right? So that they can kind of slide him out a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because you've even heard them. They were saying stuff in the press and whatnot. They're like, well, if the show is called The Mandalorian, it's not, they're trying to,
Yeah. They were trying to see that in there. And like, it's technically the Mandalorian clan and the armor. And can you imagine episodes of the who gives a shit of the armor?
Yeah, not for their own exclusive show, right?
Yeah.
So that's
No,
tough.
I mean, essentially, they're writing all those. They're writing all the classic characters out, and it's going to be the main Ahsoka show. Bo-Katan's going to be moving in over and taking place more over where Din Djarin was going to be taking the place to help with Ahsoka in the Thrawn series. That's going to be moving.
There was a paid dispute rumor about paying him as a voiceover. I'm like, because he never wore. And then it's so bad that the stunt doubles who wear the suit, which is two individuals, one the act and body and then one the stunt, they're on Comic-Con tours because I saw it on Reddit where they're signing autographs. I'm like, who are these two guys? Oh, it's the Mandalorian. I'm like, that's not Pedro Pascal. It's
right.
That's a black guy and that's a white guy. Who are these guys? Like, oh yeah, that's the body double, and then that's the stunt actor. And you're like, they're signing autographs, taking photos. What?
Is the puppeteer that does the Grogu doing the conventions now too?
Yeah. So, and look, I think Pedro Pascal has earned his due in Hollywood, and I know he's been signed on for 2 more seasons of The Last of Us. I'm not watching the show. I hear it's good. I don't care for zombie apocalyptic horror shows. You're not watching that, right, Anthony? You're not.
Not yet. I haven't seen an episode. I played the game, but
okay.
That's it.
That's clearly where that's where his loyalties are, and whether or not they're gonna. Maybe it's dead. I mean, I know it's an ambiguous ending for season 3, but I was telling Sean and telling a few other people, I'm like, the show ended. You guys are all in denial. The season 3 is, oh no, season 4, Jon Favreau. I go, Jon Favreau says he has a treatment. There's a difference.
Jon Favreau, something happened to Jon Favreau. They chloroformed him or something, and they locked him in some room because like whatever happened, something happened because that. Something happened in season 3. That ain't the same writing that from season 1 and 2. Something happened.
No.
And they didn't announce it either. You would think, at least I would think, I don't know, I could be wrong on this, but you would think that like in lieu of celebration, obviously Pedro was not present, but regardless of the situation, it could be scheduling conflicts, whatever, that happens all the time. But you would think with their flagship show, they would have announced a season 4 coming up on because at that point we were kind of almost at the penultimate episode, like where the season 3 was about to end. So I would think they would be like, yeah, dude, season 4 is going to knock your socks off or whatever, something, right? But it was just crickets. There was no mention of anything.
Yeah, and there's a reason why Katie Sackhoff is doing all the, doing the press tour.
World tour.
Yeah, the press junket. Yeah.
And you don't think for a second that they didn't have a strategy meeting to say like, oh, the show's, it's more about Mandalorians than Mandalorian. Like that was completely, they fed that question to that person, and that was purposely let out there. So that was, that talking point was fed.
Yeah. And then the episodes that were just pointless fillers, like, as much as I enjoyed the droid episode, that was a pointless, poorly written episode. As much as I enjoyed it and had fun, it was kind of cool. It's like Scooby-Doo episode.
So it took 3 episodes for him to take a bath.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was not a fan of season 3.
Yeah.
Just me. I don't know.
Maybe
not just me.
Yeah. Are you like me, Anthony, that the overwhelming response to the show affects Hot Toys' decision when
Absolutely.
it comes. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, look at all the movies that didn't do well. We don't get anything.
Yeah.
Like we don't get anything. We don't get anything. I mean, we get one or two figures, if that. But I also feel that, like, we talked about this earlier. With season 3, Amanda, what can they really give us?
Yeah.
I mean, they could milk it and give us some 2.0s of stuff that's still in stock. That doesn't make sense, right? So, and Paz Vizsla's the Book of Boba Fett. It's not branded The Mandalorian, you know what I mean? So we don't have any figures, new or old, that are branded Mandalorian for season 3. Is it because of this, the mediocre reception, or is it also because what can they really give us? Nothing new came in, you know what I mean? Or a mix of both. But I would absolutely say, like, when stuff doesn't do good, Hot Toys doesn't really produce figures for it.
Nope.
We see it time and again.
It took the Zack Snyder's Justice League performance and everybody like, oh my God, where was this film, to finally get Cyborg. Then they realized, and even then, I think Hot Toys got jealous because other licensed companies were taking advantage of the big merch hype. I know Prime One Studios was making it, and a few other companies, and McFarlane Toys, everybody was making, and then Hot Toys is like, well, F it, let's get Nightmare Batman 2-pack with black suit and then throw in Cyborg. So
it was lightning in a bottle, right?
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for the fans' support and rallying to have a Snyder cut, but it was literally the weird, because, right, he had to leave. He had to stop production, you know, the family issues and whatnot. And so it was just a unique position. Had there never been a Snyder cut, we would have never gotten that 2-pack, and we certainly never would have got a Cyborg.
Which I'm happy. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
I love I welcome it. It's a welcome surprise, nonetheless, but it's
right. But then you look at something like No Way Home that brought in $2 billion. Of course, they're going to make every single. I'm surprised they haven't made a fucking Aunt May.
Yeah,
because of the success of it, right? Because money talks. They go,
money
wow,
talks,
look how successful this is.
Yeah.
Look at Eternals.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just silence, right?
Contractual obligated characters, right? Well, we got to make an Angelina Jolie,
or a minimum of whatever, right? So they make her and Gargamel or whatever his name was, and that's it. Yeah. Not to say, you know, not to knock on anybody who enjoyed the movie, but looking at it from a monetary standpoint, it wasn't, you know, critically acclaimed or a commercial success.
So
there we have it.
So I'm going to talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room right now. Should we be worried about these 2 drops for May the 4th? I don't want to jinx it.
But why, though? Like, what's the reasoning to be worried?
That doesn't seem so stellar compared to last year.
Oh, okay, because it's completely fucking lackluster.
Lackluster,
that's where I was wondering where you were going.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I mean. I go, that's it. This is all that we're getting.
Yeah, if this is all we're getting, it's disappointing, and you can't use Vader and 3PO as an excuse because that's not a May the 4th. But it could also be, because I talked about this just a minute ago. It could be, as we've talked about as well, is that just Disney's got the pressure on them with all these different IPs. And I was trying to explain this before, where I'm like, look at all the Disney product that's out there in media that Hot Toys is now either contractually obligated or just wants to do it, whatever the case is. They have to go full speed on a bunch of different projects, and then they get a couple of anniversaries thrown into the mix. So then they're like, shit, on top of what we're already behind on, we now got to put out, you know, for not only 1 anniversary, but 2.
I know what everybody's excited for. It's the new Little Mermaid.
No. You know, oddly enough, I've been hearing more about
with a straight face
movie. Right?
I mean, they Return of the Jedi just earned more box office revenue for its overall total on April the 28th. They had that one screening, which was actually here. They had a screening here in Vegas at AMC theaters, and I just forgot it was happening. I would have gone and seen it. And it's the anniversary, And May the 4th, big event, and we get blessed with cartoon characters from Star Wars, not even from the 3 major IPs, the 3 big.
Well, let's okay. Hold on.
I'm not sugarcoating it. I mean,
No, you're not. Neither did I.
I mean, no Jedi Survivor, which is hot right now. Jedi Survivor is trending hot shit.
I
right
really
now.
thought we were going to see a Cal.
Oh, we should have got a Cal Castus for sure.
Right?
But the day's not over.
I know. I'm trying to be optimistic here. I'm not trying not to be, but I'm falling.
Too.
I'm falling, and I'm gonna have to end the stream probably in about 10 or 15 minutes because I gotta work early tomorrow. But I'm like, this is it.
Oh, this is
Darth
it for tonight.
Sidious?
For tonight, this is it.
I guess
well,
so.
Hold on, because I didn't hear your guys' thoughts though, because I think I'm probably not gonna buy him, but I think Sidious is pretty cool.
We're getting both of them. So for Hada Lauren to go ahead, go first. I mean, just a recap here.
Oh, like for
it's a day one.
Yeah, he's coming home.
Right?
Oh yeah,
you're sold. You're excited for this, and
9 a.m. when Sideshow goes up for live. I'm POing.
Yeah,
for both or just Sidious?
Oh, for both. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He said something that caught me off guard, Anthony. He said he had been anticipating a Darth Sidious, and with all the wacky speculative live streams that have happened the last 6 days, I can't recall someone mentioning, I want a Darth Sidious. You guys were all beaten off to reissues of Palpatine, but
what's this you guys though?
How many speculative live streams did you have in the last 5 days?
I only had one.
You sure?
No, yeah, because today was about Groot, but somehow it went into the expectations.
I was gonna say,
however, you're right though. I didn't expect to see this version, but I didn't, I didn't think we were gonna see any Palpatine. I said if anything, they would reissue fucking the Emperor.
I just hate when people start speculating about Han Solo. That ship sailed. We're never gonna friggin' Han Solo.
I mean, but maybe though, right? I mean,
no, there's no maybe. There's no
Indiana
maybe.
Jones coming though.
Exactly. There's Indiana Jones coming. Where the hell is that? There's not going to be no. Okay, where's Temple of Doom? Where's Last Crusade?
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get Indiana Jones. I want to be optimistic. I'm like
you, but I'm just trying to be optimistic.
There's no optimistic there.
It's hard.
There's those are IPs that everyone would buy. Howard would have made. They would have made tons of money on. It could have been 5 to 6 figures from Empire. Could have been another 4 from Return of the Jedi. Everyone would have been.
Yeah, they're really good. You're right. I mean, they could.
This ain't no C-3PO where there's extra tooling. They have the bodies made. The clothing is stupid simple.
I mean, I'm happy with both of my Han Solos.
He has a hard on for Harrison Ford. There's nothing about licensing or he's so expensive. No, everyone else can get this license, no problem. He has a hard on.
Yeah, maybe right because they keep making them in like Black Series and other stuff.
Everybody makes them, and you think he's still holding that?
His photo gets
that Jimmy grudge. Is it Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon grudge?
Yeah, it was on Fallon.
Just call it for what it is. He ain't gonna make it. He's a crybaby.
Yeah. I'm hoping maybe at 2 a.m. we'll get some more. I remember, Anthony, it was 5 drops and it felt like it was within a consecutive 1 hour of last year. It was the Attack of the Clones.
It was right away, dude.
It was boom, boom,
live.
Boom.
I was live. It was Saturday night. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to go check the records, but it was just there they were, full spread on the fucking table. And that was the case in 2021, but that shit was lackluster. But they still did it.
But
they still dropped 5.
They still
boom,
dropped.
Here they go.
Yeah, an assortment of it. Yes.
Yeah.
They sure did. Yeah.
That's why I went live. I told you earlier. I was like, I got a thumbnail ready. I'm good to go. I'm ready for the 5 drops. I was like, boom, here's Palpatine. Fuck yeah, we got 4 more. And it was like,
you heard my reason. I'm like, I'm gonna go live, and I'm gonna hold the community's hands together, and we're gonna get through the N1 Starfighter together. And we're gonna figure out how we can all afford this. And I'm beginning to lose hope. Rebellions are built on hope.
But that's to your point, though, what you just asked me earlier.
Yeah.
Mando 3 is the lowest rated. It's
Nobody
bad,
watched it,
right?
Nobody
So
saw
yeah, and I don't mean that in a bad way for those who enjoyed the show. I'm saying go look, and you can argue semantics all day and be like, well, but I'd be like, look at the Rotten Tomatoes stuff. Like it's like it's season 1 and season 2 are high 90s, and season 3 is like 50 something. You know, that's not to say that you don't like the show, right? As a fan, but I'm just when they look at the general numbers, because these companies, I hate to say it, but dude, companies don't care about your feelings. Right? Yeah. They look at the numbers. So if they're just like, well, that's not very successful, are we sure we want to go through with this? You know, it's one thing making a prototype Starfighter, but then to actually say, okay, let's go through and do the mold. A lot of people get confused with that. Like they don't necessarily create a mold for mass production.
No, that's all 3D printed.
When they create a prototype, you know what I'm saying? That comes later. Now they have to spend $80,000, $100,000 on a mold to mass produce this shit. And when they look at the numbers, right, just as being a numbers guy, well, what do I know? I mean, they could drop the fucking N1 tomorrow. But the reception, I think that holds true. If they, you know, if something's super successful, blatantly obvious, not because there's always somebody who's going to love everything, but critically acclaimed across the board, successful, they will do it. They will start pumping. We see it all the time. Like I just mentioned, No Way Home, we're getting everything. Fucking Endgame, we got everything. Like
No Way Home, I'm buying it. I mean, I'm getting the Sinister Six. That's to me, that's a lot of fun. That's why no one's buying Marvel. Like, wait a minute, Marvel Sony is still waitlist hot shit. People want Doc Ock. Everybody wants Green Goblin. Electro with Jamie Foxx could be the last Jamie Foxx figure for all you know he's on his deathbed.
Yeah, he's not doing well right now. I heard.
So as far as the Sinisters, it's all gravy money. And I keep thinking about this tonight. These were safe pre-order drops, weren't they? This was very safe.
Well, Fox absolutely was. Fox is just another Tuesday release.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's not to, again, but you laugh.
Again, I'm buying it. Right.
It's not to take away from them. I just don't see it as a. Remember in 2021, what did we get? A blurg. Was it a Hunter? I mean, it wasn't like a wow.
Bad Batch. I think one of the Bad Batch characters showed up.
Yeah, it just wasn't a wow fact. At least for me, I wasn't wowed by it. I'd be like, I could have seen this Tuesday night, Thursday night, whatever night. Is it a May 4th celebration? Or maybe my expectations are set too high.
Because everybody, I mean, hell, even Pete Aries was streaming from Instagram. 'Twas the night before May 4th. Like, we were all excited. We were all like, oh my God, it's like Christmas morning, you know, because last year we got our very first protocol droid on May the 4th. C-3PO. That to me, I remember all week just thinking about it. Then an R2, Attack of the Clones R2. Then we got the vanilla clone trooper. Then we got the clone trooper pilot. These are all grails Chase grails. They're all.
And then you got the battle droids.
The Attack of the Clones R2 arrived from Sideshow with equity. That doesn't happen very often. When a figure arrives and you go on eBay and it's selling for over $400, that does not happen very often with Hot Toys. But last three figures that have entered this room have all arrived with equity. The vanilla clone trooper arrived with equity. The clone trooper pilot arrived with equity. The R2D2, and I'm pretty positive Attack of the Clones C-3PO is going to arrive with equity. Not saying that I'm gonna make profit. It's that collectors, we look at things differently when there's pristine value. You know that, Anthony.
Sure,
you know that. I got to put on the white gloves. This is now worth $400. I got to be careful with this.
Yes.
You know,
it's a good feeling, isn't it?
It's a very nice feeling when you.
Regardless, it's not why you're in it, but it's just a good feeling. You're
exactly.
That's worth some money right here. Like,
exactly.
Shit, like that's nice.
Exactly. Yeah, those figures move from the back to the front of the display case.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, yeah, they do. I got my cloud and buy like all the ghosts, but they're all here. Like, you know, you're like, yes. You know, it's like wearing a nice watch or something, or you know what I mean? You're like, oh, this is nice. So you're right. It's weird, but at the end of the day, yeah, this is very lackluster, and I hate that I try to like explain it with a disclaimer because it's not like
Well,
they're
that's what I
bad
did.
figures.
That's what I told Sean when he entered. I'm like, I'm trying not to be a Debbie Downer, but I was expecting an epiphany, Holland's Opus.
Well,
You
and
know,
that's what's crazy, bro. Because
yeah.
I am not a prequel fan. Doesn't mean I don't enjoy them. I'm
Yeah.
just not a fan of the prequels. But fucking A, dude, last year was banging.
Yeah,
Like you said, I mean, they
it
just
was all week. We were all talking
like,
about it. We were
yeah,
all
like
because
that
because
was an
it was
amazing drop.
because it was the eve, the start of the real threat, and that's when I think I started like Hot Toys is starting to heal itself, where things had just that Peacemaker a few weeks had just gone into waitlist and everybody was freaking out. That was the start of the new Hot Toys that we're in now, where half
Right.
of the pre-orders on Sideshow right now are either waitlist or waitlist full. That's the new meme. Waitlist is full, and even the secondary resellers, licensed resellers, are sold out too. Which again, you give you credit. You mentioned this, like people understand that if Sideshow is buying small batches, everybody else is going to get small batches. So
Absolutely.
our backups aren't true backups anymore. Yeah, where's my Jabba the Hutt, dude? I don't. Do I go to bed and crawl into a fetal position because I didn't get what I wanted for Christmas? I don't.
I think I'm going to have to pass you the tissue box because there's going to be no N1.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be any other figures either. Now, though, to Sideshow's credit, they posted saying they're going to have some kind of event later tomorrow, right?
Yeah, they're gonna showcase their own figure lineup from their tunes.
So there's two things, right? Are they going to show off or talk about Fox and Palpatine, or did they work something out with Hot Toys where they can have like an exclusive, hey, May the 4th celebration, here's fucking, Bush Leia, whatever.
You know what was awesome? Remember when we were all like a couple of, like the last May 4th, the one before that, we were like, oh yeah, this is going to be the year Hot Toys is going to do Grievous. And then Sideshow comes, Grievous, and like, yeah. And then it's like, and then we got that Grievous, and what a hunk of crap that was.
Wow.
And it was like, and then they had to send the extra joints out, and like, I can see that they're going to do something that's. I hope they come back like to get that level of excitement again, where it was that Grievous kind of moment where everyone was excited, but not that suck product of Grievous.
I think that kind of happened
that they
with
delivered.
Clone Wars Ahsoka. I think a lot of people were like, yeah, like that when Clone Wars Ahsoka came out, because I know she's super popular, right? So, but that doesn't happen often. To your point, right? It doesn't happen often. We don't get this like, oh man, this is badass. Like,
you know what the best flex move that Sideshow could do? Bespin Han. Their Empire Strikes Back.
They can't.
Luke Skywalker pilot,
That's their weakness.
pilot, is not a bad figure.
The problem with Sideshow figures is that it's that Lando and Guard Disguise is still a
that's bad, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but not all of them, bro. I mean, like my Jack Burton from Big Trouble Little China looks fucking great. The Mythos Obi-Wan looked great, but granted, they weren't going after an actor's likeness, though. But it was a good mix, right? Yeah, it was a good mix.
Oh, yeah, that Mythos Obi-Wan is actually one of my favorite Star Wars figures.
Dude, it's a great figure. It was a great figure. Like, and I have a lot of Sideshow pieces, but some of them, you're right. You're like, oh. But that happens with every company. There's like hit and miss, on the sculpts. And
the Sideshow, and the Darth Maul one that they did is decent.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. And some of their Marvel, I mean, granted, it's not a full sculpt and it's comic, but I got the Sideshow Captain America, the comic version Cap. I love it, So they could, though. You're right. I mean, they could do a Bespin Han. Someone would buy it. People would be like, oh, fuck it. We got a Bespin Han. Who cares? It's 6 scale. It's going to, if it looks decent enough.
I can't believe that there's that one third-party company that's done that, released that Indiana Jones one.
Present Toys.
Yeah, Present Toys. Why the hell they didn't just slap a Bespin suit on that and just change change the hair sculpt on it, and then boom.
Yeah, they could. Yeah.
Like that they would be printing money with that.
They would. Shit, even Hot Toys would be printing money, but yeah, for whatever reason, they don't want to do it, and it's just like. But we may get more stuff, dude. We may get more stuff.
No, Howard has his honor.
No, I feel it. I'm kind of in agreement with you.
I don't know what it's and again, you probably went through the same thing I did. I'm like, I don't want to sound negative, but you start off the May 4th with Clone Wars? What? You're like,
well,
what?
You watched my show Sunday night. You know, I said all this. I was like,
yeah,
oh, shit. Like everybody's like, oh, really feel that way? And I'm like, yeah. And here we are.
Remember, I told you, I go, everybody's on this fucking Han Solo bandwagon all week, and on every channel. You're just like, what? I
think that's because that's what people want, right? People want a Han Solo. A lot of people don't have Han and Chewie. Or just Han, and you know what I mean? They don't have them, so I get that they want them. I mean, much like the Emperor, right? Like, you only had Emperor. That's it. You missed him. You missed him. You know, so reissue that for Jedi. Han obviously wouldn't be a reissue. It'd be a new... You know, I get the hype because that's what people want, but we don't always get what we want. No. We don't. You know, like a lot of people in my chat tonight were like, oh, I wanted Revenge of the Sith Palpatine with the red robes.
Yeah. Now, was that Palpatine? Was that still Darth Sidious with the red robes? He only goes into Palpatine after he christens Vader, doesn't he? That's the way I understand it.
Well, he was always Senator Palpatine.
Yeah, he doesn't get Emperor until he gets the burnt face, right?
Till the burnt face. Yeah. That's what
then he's elected Emperor.
But for me, it's just there's a universal names. I just swap them. It's Palpatine, the Emperor later. Like they wanted Revenge of the Sith version.
I just don't recall. Like I said, out of all the heavy speculation channels, plural, that I heard, Darth Sidious was just not one that sprung up to me as high demand. And I mean, should we be grateful that we at least got C-3PO and Return of the Jedi Vader? I feel like. Right? I mean, should we be thankful for that?
Well, I'm definitely thankful for them, but if you want to be thankful for them as part of a May 4th celebration, no. Because we got Bespin Luke in the end of April. He was not part of May 4th celebration. You know, the 2.0 Bespin Luke last year. You know, just like the 3PO and Vader, this was like late April. It had nothing to do with, you know. But again, it could just be us setting our expectations high. Like, they don't have to give us 5 drops.
I didn't think my expectations were high. I was going very conservative. I was maybe 5 the most, but you could still have a fantastic drop on May the 4th with some key players. I mean, just giving us Leia Bush would have been a winner.
The problem is last year they set the bar too high. They set the bar too high because not only did they drop 5 consecutive figures, but they also, when they dropped it, said it was fucking the first phase and be ready for more thrills with the second phase coming of a 20th anniversary. Like, they really sold this shit to us, you know. They're like, not only are we like, we're talking the talk, but we're walking. Like, here's 5, and guess what, we got more coming. So we were like, oh, that was great. Now we're like, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm trying to play the devil's advocate. I guess we should be fine that our bank accounts aren't getting decimated and we can focus it on other characters. I don't know. I mean, I was being realistic. I wasn't going over the top like some of these other channels and asking for all. I mean, Jesus, I never expected a Chewbacca Han set. I just never did. I was just realistic. I'm like, he has a thing against Harrison Ford, and we're just not going to get it. But I can definitely, like, for example, like, he makes a ton of money on Carrie Fisher. Well, cool. Give us Ewok Princess Leia, you know, and the Ewok. I'll buy that. Sure. Right. That's an easy cash grab. You can use the same head sculpt with a different hairstyle. Bosch in Disguise would have been another great one. Honestly, I don't think I was thinking over the top in something from Jabba's palace.
No, because they kind of correlate that with the Salacious Crumb.
With the Salacious Crumb,
You know, they're like, well, maybe we'll go down this.
Maybe.
We'll do act one of the movie. You know,
exactly,
kind of thing,
right?
like,
using that rotocasting tech that they, I think, perfected for the Blurg. I think the Blurg is a great piece, and they can clearly make a giant beast of burden character with a really good paint application. So I just assume, well, maybe they're going to rotocast a version of Jabba. I'm fine with that. It would not look. I love my sideshow Jabba the Hutt. I think it's fantastic. I love it to death, but I would not be against picking up a Hot Toys version of it with that Blurg type technology on it. I don't think I was like, I heard things like, we need Admiral Akbar. Like, do we really need Admiral Akbar?
Oh,
yeah, we
it'd
do.
be nice.
Yeah, we do.
It'd be nice.
It'd be nice, but I don't think I would put that in my top.
You would still buy it if they dropped it tonight. I think you'd be more impressed with an Admiral Akbar than you would.
I mean, I would welcome it to the collection. I mean, anything Return of the Jedi would be, but it's not one I'm like, oh, I need it, right?
Well, no. We don't need it, but we want it. Like, it'd be nice to have. For sure, it'd be nice to have.
How about the ongoing thing all week was we need another Luke Skywalker, which I thought was preposterous.
I don't think we need one. I think we were going to get one. I really do. As much as I don't think it's just because it's Luke.
What Skywalker would they give though?
That was my argument.
Jedi, I guess
that was my argument.
Like,
everybody kept
what
saying
Return of the Jedi would they give though?
They'd reissue probably the first one and give it rolling eyes or something.
Yeah.
And make his black gloved hand actually hold a lightsaber, because mine doesn't. He can only hold the saber. That's the one that's attached to the arm.
Yeah, the argument was,
glove,
Yeah, the argument was that it would be a USB tech. It would be the newer technology with rolling eyeballs. That's honestly all that you can do. It would have the DXIs and the USB. I'm like, it sounds
either of these Lukes are super old to be doing, in my opinion, but because we have 3 Return of the Jedi Lukes.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody, every channel just stomping their feet for. I'm like, I don't think we need another Luke Skywalker. Even earlier today when I was on Geeking Out with Nate, everybody's like, Don Prime and everybody, we need Luke. I'm like, do we?
They don't have Luke.
That's what I'm saying.
Or I don't.
Not only that though, but we even have a placeholder right now for Luke Scott. Don't we have the deep fake Luke that technically can act as a placeholder?
That technically works. Yeah, that's a good placeholder.
That's about the ship from Sideshow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which isn't a bad thing. I mean,
right?
You could use that. It's not even a facsimile. I mean, it's still Luke Skywalker. It's just,
it's Luke.
It may not be branded Return of the Jedi, but it works.
It was everybody's channels. I told you, Anthony. I go, everybody is still lobbying for another fucking Luke? Really? No, look, I'm like I said, I was with Anthony on this one. Cal Kestis, I thought like, oh, that's given. That's money in the bank.
Yeah.
That's hot shit right now. The copies are selling. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, the whole Luke thing, I'm like, we have deep fake. Like I said, you told me it was shipping. Is it this week, or are you getting it in a couple days or something? Like,
what we need is those HK droids.
Yeah. Anything with droids, I'll take it.
Well, from Knights of the Republic?
The ones that were they were in the Ahsoka too. That trailer.
Oh, I didn't see.
I don't remember that. No.
When she in that one trailer where she starts off and she does that one thing with a circle and she drops down, and then when she comes back up in that environment, it looks like almost like a video. It almost looks like she's in a video game environment.
Well,
she's surrounded by those droids
from Underworld. That's what that was.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys remember watching Underworld?
But I forget what those droids are called. They kind of look like HKs, but they're not.
Yeah. Yes, I've been playing the game, Dylan. I do have the game, and I've been playing. I think it's fantastic. It's been a lot of fun. So, and again, I know everybody's been enjoying the game, and so and then they did that pre-order for the Trooper Commander. I'm like, oh well, they're going down this rabbit hole, and they're going to give us droid reissues. It's probably going to piss off a lot of people in the community, but I'm going to buy them. I think it'll be really cool. Because remember, Anthony, and that's one of the things I told her. I go, if they start releasing some of these Jedi Survivor droids, it's probably going to piss people off because all they're going to go, these reissues. I'm like, well, shit sells. Hot Toys makes money. It's business, nothing personal, and it's business. Yeah. And the argument to that is that all the droids are on waitlist full anyway. So it's not like people aren't buying the damn droids. So this is, it's been an okay night. I guess I'm gonna go to bed semi disappointed.
It kind of feels like a regular day when they would drop 2 figure announcements.
Yeah, this is not how I imagined the May 4th would, but goddamn, I mean, I gotta call it a night. I guess this is stupid.
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.
Good night, folks. Good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Anthony, for joining it.
Of course.
I may be free tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night. I'll join you. If you do, I'm not doing a stream tomorrow. If there's more drops and you do something tomorrow night.
If there is, I'll probably be on Jay's.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm probably not gonna.
No. If it's another Clone Commander, I'm not going live. And I mean, I'll join your channel or somebody. I don't want to do sloppy seconds. You know, I don't do that shit.
What am I doing here?
I
see you guys later.
No, see you guys later. Oh, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I'm